Hi everyone, Matt Stuart here with Coldwell Banker, Ronan Realty. I'm here to talk to you about the Bank of Canada policy interest rate change we saw today. They did raise the interest rates by 50 basis points. So I wanted to do a video, go over what the market's doing right now and how those rate changes are going to affect you. So as you break down the numbers, we're going to compare things to the market in February as opposed to what it is now. That'll give you a good contrast of what's happened over the last few months and then what we can kind of see going into the year. What I am seeing though from my market stats video, and again, looking at things from what February gave us until what the market's doing now, is we are starting to see some balancing out and some stabilization in the market, which for a buyer and a seller, those are both good things, right? You want to make sure in a stable market, buying, selling, due diligence, things like that can happen. And we're starting to see that in the market, which is a good sign in my perspective. So as you break down the numbers, in February, we saw that average purchase price in Simcoe County sitting around $1,324,000. In September of 2022, we saw the average price sitting around $969,000. So that's about $354,000 is the change between what the prices were in February to what they are now in September. Now, as we look at the interest rates, at 20% down, we're gonna look at the uninsured rate, which is sitting at 5.94 as of today with that new 50 basis point addition, as compared to the 2.99% for the uninsured rate as it was in February. Now, that rate seems like a big difference, but I'm gonna break down now the affordability of it. So if you're buying a property today, let's say with the new $969,000 is your average purchase price, for 20% down, you're looking at $193,000 down as your 20% down payment, as opposed to if you're buying at the more expensive prices in February, you're looking at $264,814. So that's a savings on a down payment of over $70,000 that doesn't have to go right into the property in order to meet that 20% criteria. On a yearly basis, you're saving $5,000.82 over the course of an entire year. So that's about $500 a month that you're saving right off the hop just with those interest rate changes and with the price changes. As you look at what really affects you, so at the end of your 5-year, this number I felt was pretty staggering and something you'd definitely be interested in. On $969,000 with your 20% down, paying at a 5-year rate at that uninsured 5.94, you're paying down $219,955 in principal. Now, if you look at the other perspective at paying the higher prices but the lower rates, after those 5 years, you're only paying down $158,955 in terms of principal. So at the end of 5 years, with the new prices and even the higher rates, you're actually saving over $60,000. So again, you're saving $70,000 in terms of down payment. At the end of 5 years, you're gonna have $60,000 in more equity that again goes towards your long-term wealth as a home buyer, whether you're a first-time home buyer, second, third, it doesn't matter. That's money that's going into your long-term wealth. Now, as you break down like land transfer tax, so $15,860 is your average land transfer tax for $969,000. As you look at $1,324,000, you're going to pay about $22,956. Again, depends on where you are. That's for Ontario. If you go to Toronto, there is the actual municipal and provincial land transfer, so it'll be a little bit different. But again, that's another $7,000 that you're saving there. So in the long term, I know the rates are daunting. I know 5.94 seems like a high rate, but breaking down the numbers of it, you're way further ahead after your 5 years. And real estate is always a long-term gain. If you're gonna look at being in the market for 5+ years, buy now. Right now, you're gonna have way more equity. You don't have to put as much money down. There's way more options out there. And the best thing is you're able to go into a property knowing that you can negotiate a good deal. In February, you were going in, whoever was going to be willing to pay the highest amount was be the one who get the property. Now, you can go in, you can offer 95, 96% of asking price. You can go do your home inspection, do all the proper due diligence, that allows you to have comfort in knowing you're buying a good product. And there are so many deals out there right now. But again, guys, if you go over the numbers, there'll be a chart here that you can click on and go through. It's going to show you in the long term, you're going to have way more wealth buying now than you would have buying in February. Again, everyone's circumstances are always different. There are people who paid over asking in February and got a good deal. There will be people that buy in this market and they're going to pay under asking and maybe they paid over value. It's all perspective based. And again, that's why you need to hire a real estate professional. You need to work with a trusted mortgage advisor to advise you correctly. And then that way you can make educated decisions in this changing market. But the good thing is it is stabilizing. We are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We are starting to see a more standard, common market. And again, buying or selling, you're still in a good position. So if you're looking at long-term wealth, now is a great time to buy. And I always like to say, if you're looking at buying real estate, the best time is always 5 years ago. So let's get out there. Let's make a move today. Let's make an educated decision. And then in 5 years, we can have that conversation about how it was the right choice for you. If you guys have any questions about the market or have any questions at all about my video, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact details are below. Thanks for tuning in.